Why disappear? The more you open your life up for display, the more people will find ways to drag you down. It's not because people are inherently evil, it's simply a natural sociological phenomenon. Human beings are wired to compare, to criticize, and to pull others back into the same comfort zone where they live. When you're visible, when you share every detail, you invite not only attention, but also envy, judgment, and resistance. And that resistance can weigh you down more than you realize. This is why there's something so powerful about disappearing. Not disappearing in the literal sense, but disappearing from the spotlight of constant commentary, working in the shadows, becoming unavailable, deciding consciously that you no longer owe anyone an explanation about your journey. When you pull back, when you step into the shadows, you reclaim a type of freedom most people never experience. It may feel strange at first. After all, we live in a culture that rewards visibility. Social media encourages us to share every milestone, every thought, every workout, every meal. People want to post their plans before they've even started, just to get that dopamine hit of validation. But the truth is, every time you share prematurely, you weaken your transformation. Disappearing, on the other hand, creates an environment where you can grow privately, without interference, without pressure, and without judgment. What's even more exhilarating is the thought of re-emerging later. Imagine working silently, away from the world's noise, becoming the next version of yourself in secret. Then one day, when you decide to step back into the light, your transformation will shock everyone. You'll be unrecognizable, not only in appearance, but in mindset, confidence, and energy. And yet, here's the paradox. By the time you're ready to reappear, you may not even care about shocking anyone. Because in the shadows, you will learn one of the greatest lessons of life. The only opinion that matters is your own. This is the essence of going dark. It's not about isolation for the sake of it, it's about retreating into a sacred space where transformation can happen undisturbed. You become the sculptor and the sculpture, chiseling away at the old version of yourself, shaping the new one with discipline and patience. And nobody else needs to see the messy middle. In this journey, there are 3 key parts. First, how to disappear the right way. Second, what to do while you're in the shadows. And third, how to reappear, if you even want to. Miss any one of these steps and you risk undoing all your progress. But master them, and you unlock a level of power, peace, and purpose that most people will never taste. So before we dive into the mechanics, ask yourself, do you have the courage to disappear, to resist the pull of visibility, validation, and outside opinion long enough to create something extraordinary within yourself? If the answer is yes, then let's get into it. How to disappear. So how exactly do you disappear the right way? It's not as simple as just going quiet or vanishing from social media. Disappearing is a discipline. It's a deliberate restructuring of how you live, how you communicate, and how you protect your energy. This is where most people fail, because it takes practice, willpower, and a willingness to break deeply ingrained habits. Step 1, shut your mouth. This may sound blunt, but it's essential. Your mouth betrays you more than you realize. Every time you casually share what you're working on, you give away energy. Every time you tell people about your goals, you weaken your drive to achieve them. Talking feels like progress, but it isn't. It's a leak. To truly disappear, you must train yourself to stop broadcasting your life. Not to family, not to friends, not to coworkers. The only exception might be your life partner, and only if they genuinely want to see you win. Otherwise, silence is your shield. Becoming a mystery is your strength. Step 2, only care what you think. This may be the hardest shift. For most of your life, you've been conditioned to care about the opinions of others. You dress, speak, and even dream with other people's expectations in mind. But here's the truth. Most people don't actually care about you. They're too focused on themselves. What holds you back isn't their judgment. It's your belief that their judgment matters. To disappear properly, you must reprogram your mind. Create an ideal version of yourself in your head and live only for their approval. Ask yourself daily, would I be proud of me today? If the answer is yes, you're on track. If it's no, adjust and keep moving. Step 3. Hide your plans. When you disappear, you'll start creating ambitious goals. You'll want to talk about them to feel the rush of validation from sharing. Don't do it. Think of your plans like treasure maps. Every time you reveal them, you lose 5% of their power. By the time you've told everyone, there's nothing left. Keep them locked away, protect them fiercely, and only reveal the bare minimum to the right mentor or expert when it's absolutely necessary. Step 4. Hide your progress. Progress will come. It always does when discipline is applied, but resist the urge to show it off. Don't flaunt your physique halfway through a transformation. Don't post screenshots of your bank account after your first big win. Don't brag about your new skills until they're undeniable. Halfway victories are fragile. Exposure too early can unravel everything. Disappear until the transformation is complete. Step 5. Hide your pain. This is the part no one wants to hear.
Disappearing is brutal.
You'll face failures, exhaustion, and setbacks. You'll want to run to friends for sympathy or family for comfort. Don't bleed in silence. Cry in silence. Patch yourself up in silence. Every drop of sweat and every tear in the shadows builds resilience. Pain is the currency of transformation, and handling it alone will harden you in ways comfort never could. When you master these steps, silence, self-approval, secrecy, hidden progress, and hidden pain, you unlock true invisibility. You are no longer distracted by noise. You are free to move, grow, and evolve in the shadows without interference. And when the time comes, the world won't see you coming. What to do in the shadows. Now that you've disappeared, the question becomes, what do you actually do in the shadows?
Silence and secrecy are powerful, but they mean nothing if you're not building something behind the curtain.
This phase is where transformation truly happens.
It's not about hiding for the sake of it. It's about using the hidden space to construct a new version of yourself.
Step 1. Pick your targets. You can't just vanish without direction. Transformation requires clarity.
Do you want to build an unrecognizable physique? Launch a business that produces financial freedom? Master a new skill that sets you apart in your career? Whatever it is.
Be specific. Write it down. Make it tangible. Post it somewhere only you can see.
The key is that no one else should know. Your goals are sacred blueprints. Protect them from the noise of others.
Step 2. Revolve your life around crushing it. Obsession is the price of reinvention.
Every waking hour should be connected to your goals in some way. If your target is fitness, design your environment around it. Move closer to your gym. Meal prep like your life depends on it. If your target is financial, surround yourself with the right education, mentors, and tools. Schedule your day with precision. Block time for focused work. Dedicate a day each week to tracking progress, updating plans, and breaking down big goals into smaller ones. Your entire life must orbit around the transformation. Anything that doesn't push you closer to the target must be stripped away.
Step 3. Reprogram your mind. This is the hardest and most overlooked step. At first, the shadows will feel lonely. You'll crave validation. You'll want people to notice the changes you're making.
But slowly, something powerful happens. You begin to love the grind itself. You start enjoying the pain of discipline, the silence of focus, the purity of growth that isn't dependent on applause. Your definition of happiness shifts. No longer is it about likes, comments, or approval. Happiness becomes progress. Crushing it becomes joy. The shadows become your sanctuary. Every rep in the gym, every late-night study session, every quiet morning where you chip away at your craft, they all become bricks in the foundation of a new you. And because you're not performing for anyone else, your progress is real. It's not built on hype, but on consistency.
You'll notice something fascinating. While the rest of the world is distracted by noise, scrolling, gossiping, comparing, you'll be laser-focused. You'll realize how much energy people waste trying to look like they're succeeding, while you are actually building success in silence. That realization alone will make you unstoppable. By the time your transformation matures, You won't need to reappear for validation. You'll already know what you've built. You'll carry the quiet confidence of someone who's tested themselves in solitude. And that confidence, that inner fire, is far stronger than any external praise could ever be. So in the shadows, don't just hide, build, crush it. Rewire your mind until the grind itself becomes the reward. This is how disappearing turns into transformation. Reappearance and the final lesson. You've disappeared. You've hidden your plans, your progress, and even your pain. You've worked relentlessly in the shadows, transforming piece by piece into someone new. Now comes the final stage, reappearance, or at least the choice of whether to reappear at all. At first, disappearing feels like sacrifice. You give up the validation of others. You stop talking about your life. You resist the urge to show off your progress. But over time, something changes. You no longer crave that applause. You don't need the likes, the nods, the empty compliments. In the shadows, you've built something far more valuable: self-respect. You've learned that the only opinion that truly matters is your own. So when the moment comes to step back into the light, you may discover something fascinating. You don't actually care to. If you've done this right, your sense of identity no longer depends on being seen. You've become one with the shadows. You've found peace in anonymity and strength in silence. But let's say you do decide to reappear. When you do, the world will be shocked. Friends, family, co-workers, the people who thought they knew you will be floored by the transformation. They'll ask, "How did you do it? When did this happen? Where have you been?" And the best part? You won't need to answer, because your presence, your results, your very being will speak louder than any explanation ever could. That's the irony of transformation in the shadows. When you re-emerge, it looks like an overnight success. People only see the final product, not the endless nights, the tears, the sweat, the discipline it took to get there. They'll assume it was easy or lucky. But you'll know the truth. You'll know every scar, every failure, every battle you fought in silence to become who you are now. And here's the ultimate twist. Even though you can reappear, you might not want to. The real victory isn't shocking the world. It's realizing you no longer need to. You've fallen in love with the process itself. You've built a life where growth, progress, and discipline are their own rewards. Whether anyone notices or not, doesn't matter anymore. From here, your journey doesn't end. You'll keep crushing it. You'll keep pushing for bigger, better, bolder goals. You'll remain a mystery to most, because you no longer overshare, you no longer seek applause, and you no longer care about outside noise. Instead, you've discovered something most people never find: a deep, calming peace that comes from living on your own terms. This is the final lesson. Disappearing was never about hiding from the world. It was about finding yourself. The shadows weren't punishment. They were freedom. They were the space where the old you died and the new you was born. So whether you reappear or not, remember this: the power is yours now. You've built it in silence. You've earned it through discipline. And no